Hello and welcome back to Off Track Podcast with me, Dave Neal, and a slightly different episode for you this week. How this episode came about gets explained early on in the chat, but what's so special about the PHR Performance Triumph National Sportbike team of Micky Bull, Leon Jones and rider Harrison Dessoy? They have an average age of just 20 years old. Once the lads relax into the chat, it makes for fascinating viewing. There's a wealth of experience in that team already, and after taking the National Sportbike Championship last year with Richard Cooper, they're making waves in the championship again with this year's rider, Harrison Dessoy. Harrison took his maiden race win at Thruxton last time out, and it's great to see the team progressing. So we thought, it's about time we sat down and found out a little bit more about them. But that's enough from me. Let's get on with it. Let's introduce you to the boys. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Jones, Micky Bull, and Harrison Dessoy. Enjoy.
Literally, right.
I've got all the swearing out of the way now. Sorry. All right.
I'll tell you what.
Let's go.
Clap again?
Yeah.
No, we're not going to clap again. We've clapped once. I'm not clapping again. I'm bored of clapping now.
All right.
Are you going to behave yourselves?
Yeah.
Because we're wasting Dave's time.
You're not. It's just got. This is all.
gotta be normal.
There's old people going on.
Yeah, but you just got to be normal.
Yeah.
Right. Welcome back to Off Track Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Neal, and I'm delighted to say, in the PHR Performance Sportbike team, when I make a promise to somebody, I keep my promise. And back at Alton Park Test, I heard this voice out of a garage going, "Oi, Dave, when am I coming on your podcast?" So, well, when you win something, and regrettably, he's won something. So, welcome to the show, Harrison Dessoy, Micky Bull, Leon Jones of the PHR Performance Triumph team.
Thank you for having us on, Dave.
You're welcome.
I'm very, very excited. It did sort of took me long enough, didn't it?
It's taken you a while to get to the win.
I keep getting told that by these two as well. But
it's okay.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing is that you guys are the youngest team in the paddock, with as crew chief, mechanic, and rider. With Leon and Micky coming off the back of winning the championship last year with Richard Cooper, we thought, well, why not have all three of you on and find out a bit of the background, how you're doing what you do, why you do what you do. Because to be fair, it's quite an impressive resume. So if we start with you as the rider, Harrison, first, because you are the pinnacle and the forefront of this team.
I suppose, yeah, in some ways that makes...
Tell us about Thruxton first, and then we'll go into the background. Tell us about that. Congratulations. Congratulations, boys.
Thank you. It was really good. It was from FP1 and FP2, we had a really good pace. I think we were second in FP1 and third in FP2. And then I always say to the boys, it's like, I think I'm always confident if I can do a really good pace, like completely on my own, right? So Thruxton especially is quite a tricky place to do that because of how long the back straight is after church. You're carrying so much speed, and the slipstream makes so much difference. It can really basically like determine where you are on the grid. And obviously in qualifying, the wind picked up to a lot in quali, and it was tricky to do a lap on my own because of the headwind, and everyone else seemed to find a good track position and get a good place on the grid. So we started 7th. And obviously the wind on Saturday in the first race as well, it did make it a bit tricky. We struggled a bit finding the gearing, and it didn't really work. So we had a bit of a tricky race one. But on the warm-up on Sunday, we knew the wind was a lot less. So I felt confident. Like I said to him, it's like, I can do a really good pace on my own, and I'm going to see how we get on. I had a really good battle at the first part of the second race. It was like lap 6. I was like swapping positions in first, back and forth until like lap 6. Lap 7, I sort of stayed at the front, and then from lap 8, I think I did a full lap on my own, and just from there on, cleared off, which is brilliant. I said I can do it, and I did it with doing that pace on my own. So
how excited were you?
For
For those of us that are listening on the audio, just behind us we have the broken screen from Harris.
Yeah, I got a bit excited.
Being an idiot.
Oh, was that from him being...
That's Brand's actually got a bit eager, didn't he?
Oh, is that from Brad?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd found...
No, that one was like...
Left of it.
That dust.
Oh, my bad. I thought that
Sorry.
was one...
Oh, no, it's just a bit of memorabilia to make him look like an idiot.
Ah, okay. Tell us the story of that one, Micky.
Well, he just got a bit ambitious, didn't he?
Tell us the story.
What screen is that? Is that quality or race?
That's a race.
That was very unlucky, to be honest, to Harrison.
So tell us the story.
I can't really remember what happened. No, it was... Oh, God. I'll let Harrison speak.
So, only race of the weekend, right? Which is frustrating. Like, as much, like, I do wish we had 2 races a weekend, because you can always sort of redeem yourself if you don't have a good first race. But it was like we had again another weekend where we had really good pace. We had like first in FP2, and we were like half a tenth off the lap record. In qualifying, I was on for doing a really, really good lap, and then I was messed about because people trying to follow me, and then I crashed because of a cold tyre, which was a bit stupid. But it's all learning. And then the race, it was. I was sitting back in like 7th or 6th. I didn't have a good start, and then made my way up to 3rd, and then it was on like lap 5 or 6, wasn't it? It was a really weird crash. It's like the front tyre dug in. This is at Hawthorns, by the way, at Browns. It was like, 105, 110 mile an hour on our bikes.
About 100, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like really fast, and like the front dug in, and then the rear spun out, and it was just a really weird crash. It's like I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, to be honest, but that was tricky, and then that's basically the story behind that screen. Really.
Excellent. Well, let's bring Leon in because
Yes.
Micky's obviously got stage fright at this point where he can't remember what it was. Leon, tell us your
Micky don't
background.
actually like bike racing.
Does he not?
No.
You need to hold that. You need to.
Oh.
There you go. That's better.
Micky don't actually like bike racing.
No, that is a funny thing.
Okay, we'll come to you in a minute because people can't hear you because you haven't got a microphone.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
Leon, tell us your background, mate. Tell us about the team, how you came to be in the team, and the excitement and enjoyment of last year with Coops.
Yeah, so my dad's been with Pete since 2009. My dad used to own a bike shop with his dad and my granddad in Louth, 5 miles from Cadwell. So I think Pete sort of kept going in asking for a bit of sponsorship, and Dad kept saying no, and then eventually give him a little bit of money. And then somehow I ended up working for him, really, in the BSB paddock. And then obviously I'd have only been 4 years old then, so I've pretty much grown up with Pete being my big brother, really. He's basically lived at my house for a long time, and he's basically my big brother. But I was never really interested in racing. I like watching it, but I didn't want to be a mechanic, didn't want to do it with racing. I wanted to be a photographer, did photography, didn't really enjoy it, and then decided I wanted to work in racing, and then begged Pete a bit for a job, and here we are.
We didn't start off being as part of a three-man team, did you? You started off basically gophering and polishing and little bits of everything, just getting a foot in the door.
I'd actually, I'd quit the photography job and then broke my leg flat tracking not long after. So I was basically on crutches just at PHR doing random little jobs, trying to pass a bit of time while I was sat on the floor, basically. And then that's actually how I started to really think that's actually what I wanted to do, because I enjoyed it, and I was with this Muppet, and we had a good time, really. And eventually I started working for Pete after a bit of persuading, and it was good.
So how did you end up as part of this team last year of running basically the legend that is Richard Cooper on a sport bike with just the three of you?
Yeah, so I think in
blow smoke where I like, Micky Bull.
in 2023, I'd never really done out with racing apart from a little bit at the TT with Micky. So it was halfway through the season. Jack Nixon was without a ride, unfortunately, and being good friends of mine and Micky and Pete's, we'd sort of clubbed together, and he'd got a little bit of sponsorship. Pete had managed to get a little bit in, and we'd built him a bike and basically came racing for half the year. Started at Fruxton first round, and then second round was here, obviously with Jack, and Triumph were quite keen to run Coops as well. So we did that. We had two bikes, ran them both. Had a really good weekend. Race one, not so, but race two, we managed to get on the podium, which was brilliant with Coops. And then we got the opportunity with this Triumph 660 job to sort of build and develop a race bike, which was, one of my projects that I got handed with and loved it, still love it. And we had to develop the bike with a rider, and Pete's definitely not that rider for a little bike, so Coops sort of ended being that rider. Went to Spain a little bit, and he was actually lined up to ride an R7, teammates of Harrison.
That's true, actually.
And after riding the bike and developing it, I think he'd sort of changed his mind a little bit. And he came to the workshop, bit of back and forth, triumph, and basically said, I want to run, but I want these two lads, and I want to not really go and, win. Obviously, he wanted to win, but he wanted to work with us to share his knowledge and actually progress both of us, as well as doing his job of winning.
Mickey, your turn.
Well, I know where we was at. I actually remember this bit. Yeah, racing is a bit of a rare thing in my family, to be honest, because my mum especially, and then obviously from my mum, is a very car-oriented family. So bikes was a bit weird. So like when I was meant to be in school, I was a car mechanic, and I got they tried getting me for it, but they didn't end up doing. And then I can't remember how it came about. I sort of started riding bikes with Leon. He got me into it. I'd never touched a bike before, to be honest, only pedal bikes, little BMXs and what have you. And how did we get that CBR?
We don't know.
You lean it across.
We'd bought a random CBR 600 off Facebook Marketplace for, I think it was 200 quid, and tried to make it work basically, because it looked like it'd been at the bottom of the sea for a good 10 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know how or anything. We just sort of saw it and bought it.
It was a right dog, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't
So
particularly great.
we stripped that in his dad's garage, obviously, he being in racing and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it's your dad that noticed me, I don't know, being interested in tinkering. So he said to Pete, it might be worth like asking him if he wants to work for you. And I was like, not that fussed about bikes, but I thought, well, to be honest with you, I didn't know who Pete Hickman was until I worked for him. I didn't know how
Fair
good it
enough.
was.
That's honest.
But it's just like, it's my way of being brought up. It's
Yeah.
nothing right. I'd never been to a BSB, I'd never been to watch any motorbike racing. I'd watched a bit of motocross, to be fair, because I started getting into it. But, yeah, sort of like the noisy air dryers. No, they're actually right, them F900s. And so got offered a job at Pete. It's actually at Donington Park. I'd gone to watch with Leon. That'd probably be the first time I went to watch at BSB. So I messaged the car garage. It's a family friend I worked with. And he says, don't worry about coming and seeing me, just tell me on the phone. So I said, Pete Hickman's offered me a job. I won't, I think I'm going to take it. He goes, okay, no worries. Yeah, I worked the day after, and he said, go have fun, because he's into bikes, so he knew what it meant. So ever since it's probably early 15s. Yeah.
I couldn't get, don't worry about that.
Early 15s, it probably was. No, late 15s, wasn't it? Or would it have been 16?
16 probably.
Because I'm quite a late
Yeah,
birthday.
15.
Yeah. So, late, early, bloody hell, young. Here we go. I started at Pete, so I've been there, I think it's touching 4 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 20, so it works. Simple maths. And he was on about sending me to college.
Podcasts aren't easy, are they?
No, they're not easy, to be honest, Dave. I thought I was going to be better than this. He was going to send me to college and stuff, and I'm not that way inclined, in all honesty. It's a bit, well...
It's just not you.
You give me a bit of paperwork, it'll get scribbled on, I'll just draw summits. I can't do it. But hands-on is good. So, like... I've gone completely off subject, I reckon.
I forgot what the question was.
No, I know what the question was. About me not liking bike racing. I do like bike racing.
You weren't. You'd gone from the car garage, and the guy said, go and have fun.
Yeah, so I do have fun. But I only have fun when I'm working on bikes. I don't like watching bikes. That's my problem.
That's
so
interesting.
These lot are like, it's in Marquez has done a stoppie and won. Like something like that. Well, I don't watch MotoGP, I don't watch World Superbikes, don't watch BSP. It doesn't really interest me, but if I'm working in it, I love it. It's like, I'm focused on this, so I'd watch his race down pit lane, but I wouldn't go back and watch it. because I've seen it there and I've experienced it and I know what's happened.
I know a few like that
weird.
because it's not. I know a few mechanics like that because they're focused on the bike. It's the mechanic inside of it. That's what fascinates them.
Yeah.
It's making that bike the best it can be for him.
Yeah.
Or for Coops or whoever your rider is. That's what gets you up in the morning, is making that bike the best it can be, because without you, there's no you. You'd be riding for somebody else. And that's the side of it. So I think that's one of the things that I do find fascinating, of how it all gels together.
Yeah.
None of you are here because it's like, I mean, it is cool to be part of BFP.
Yeah,
There's
we've
no
done
doubt
some
about
cool
that.
stuff.
But you've done some cool stuff. You've done the roads. You've been all over the place. Have you done Macau yet?
No.
No, you've probably for the best.
Too hot over there for me.
Done Imatra.
Yeah, I went to Imatra. That was cool.
Imatra, Finland, yeah, that's
That
good.
was cool.
Yeah, so at 20 years old, going to Imatra and places like that, and did you not win as well with Coops? Was that with Coops?
No, that was with Pierre and Pete.
Oh, was that with Pierre?
Yeah,
All right,
we
okay.
had
Because
two
Coops
crashes,
went there
but
not
we
so
were
long
on the
back.
podium.
Yeah, you were
It
on
was
the
good.
podium.
And there was,
So that experience at 20 years old
I don't,
is.
how old would I have been?
In fact, you wouldn't have been. So you've only just turned 20, haven't you, this year?
Yeah, 17 or 18, yeah.
So what an incredible experience. And this is, I think, that the side that a lot of people don't see with Pete and PHR is the average age, if you take Cliffy out of it, because Cliffy's kind of my age-ish.
No, Cliffy's well out.
Yeah, sure.
Without being horrible. Without being horrible.
I know,
But you wouldn't think it because he's like, he don't look as old as he is.
This is why
We
I'm
were
being
taking
really
the piss
kind
out
to
of him.
Pete Clifford, who looks after the dyno and looks after the electronic side for PHR and for 810 Racing. That he's been in the paddock a long time,
Oh,
so
he's-
wealth of experience.
Yes, definitely.
But when you go to the workshop, a lot of the staff that are there are under 30, under 25, having the opportunity to work for Pete and for PHR and the empire that he's building in life.
Yeah.
He's bringing in young lads and giving them the opportunity to go, well, look, this is what you can do.
100%.
And all of a sudden, no, you don't. This is the thing. So you're in a great position of being in Louth to be able to be able to be in that situation, which is great. It's for you and for you coming up to God's country from like France or wherever it is that you live near France.
Oh, I don't live near. Oh, this is close. I'm not far. I'm closer than these two.
See, this is what I mean.
Yeah.
So the opportunity there through PHR is great, and the fact. I mean, it's kind of spoilt the dynamic a little bit because you are now 20. Because when we agreed to do this, you were all 19,
Yeah.
which made it even cooler. So to have an average age of 19 on the dot to be able to do this, which is another reason why I thought it was so cool to do that. Not only you winning your first race, but you guys winning the championship as a team, and having Harrison come in this year.
Yeah.
Is kind of cool. So you've seen it from the mechanics' point of view, and then the crew chief's point of view.
Yeah.
19 is, you don't see it in this paddock very often.
No, I've like, when I get chatting, like we've grown to know quite a few people in the paddock, haven't we, really? And I always ask them, like, obviously I know them well, but I don't know how old they are and stuff like that. And they always go, how old are you? And they always go, like, anywhere from 50 to 60. And that's just one mechanic.
And they've
But
been here
across
25 years. They've
Yeah.
been it, seen it, done it, got 25 T-shirts for every year they've been here.
And across our team, it's 60. Same as one mechanic. Like Ollie Barr's mechanics, when we was over, we went and raced Assen.
Yeah.
Like,
At Binch's 3B
Yeah,
construction, yeah.
they're both 60 odd.
But that's experience.
Yeah.
And that's the experience that they rely on in the British Superbike. You look at 810 Racing, and you've got Hef and Whiskey.
Yeah.
And the team generally are mature and experienced.
Well, I don't know about mature,
I'd say we.
but they're experienced.
There was a silent im at the start of that.
Yeah, makes sense. Especially with whiskey.
Especially Whiskey, bless his cotton socks. But that's again, and you're around those guys as well, so you get the experience from them. You get to go to the TT, you get to go to the Northwest 200. It's a fascinating dynamic.
Yeah, we do everything.
Yeah. Exactly that. At your age is absolutely superb, and a tip of the hat to Pete for trusting you with the project, and also learning from someone like like Coops.
Yeah.
As well, who this weekend is a rival. He's on the Cove bike this weekend.
Yeah, cheeky little.
Yeah.
Finish that last word, but yeah, one of them.
He was going to pop in at some point, whether he'll remember or whether he's just around the corner. And he's what?
He's old.
He's all right.
Well, when me and Leon we were Coops,
but he's getting there.
Oh man.
our combined age was younger than Coops, and he's peddling, and we're mechanicking and crew chiefing and everything.
Yeah. Usually it's the opposite, man. So it's cool.
Do you want to carry on with that?
He's no git. How do I carry on?
You know, I went in.
He's fast. I know that.
I went into the garage.
Oh, I'm guessing.
Stop the age thing.
Oh, I'm guessing Dave's a bit touchy about how old he is. Old git.
I'm 52. So just be...
Oh, yeah, I thought he was at least 60. But that's all right.
Right, bring
No,
Harrison
look,
back
David,
in. I've had enough of you. Tell us about your background, Harrison. What's your history in the sport that brings you to this point here?
Alcantara.
Factory Alcantara.
Well, my dad started racing, and here I am. That's about it, really.
Well, no, it didn't start off like that because obviously you were made.
Oh yeah.
You got to start literally from everything.
From the beginning.
Tell me how you started. You wanted the
No, I
podcast,
won't,
Sunshine.
yeah.
You've got to go back and tell the story.
Go
This
back
is
that far to where...
you need to go back to whether it's fab racing, metric kits,
Yeah, so
wherever you start.
it was before FAP. So my dad raced at Bemsey on a 250 MZ, right? The slowest race bike you could get. I think it's about 29 horsepower, right? Bearing in mind, it's big fat men that are riding them, which like cancels it out to about 25. But he started doing it, his mates were doing it, and then he got into it. And I went for like 2 or 3 years to watch him. And I thought it was really cool, right? So I asked him, like, for Christmas, I can't remember if it was Christmas or my birthday, I think it was Christmas, for a little mini bike. Like, you know the things that are, like, really, just, they're literally tiny little things. But they're nippy, I'll tell you that. Even like the Valleys are quick, aren't they?
Yeah.
For how small they are. But it's like this little mini motor. I went to Cool Fab Racing. I did my rookie year on, like, I think it was it's a 40cc air-cooled mini motor I had, and they put a 10mm restrictor in it. So it wasn't really that fast. Then you went on to 14mm restrictor, so a little bit quicker, and then I went on to the metric kits the following year after that. And that's how I just got into it. It was like slowly, year after year I think I seemed to progress a lot quicker than some of the younger kids. Like, obviously, I in Fab, I grew up with like 6 and 7 year olds. Like, so being I think it was like 11 or 12 at the time. It was a bit strange to see that. But I stepped up to metric kits, and then went up to in 2019. Went up to the Team Green Junior Cup at Bemsey. That's on the Ninja 400, so the old Junior Super Sport bikes, and that was on a 37mm restrict or 37 horsepower restricted bike too. So like all I've ridden is restricted bikes in 2019. I did that in 2020 as well, and then my first year in British Superbikes was in 2021, so not that long ago, and like only 4 years now. So that was in the British Standard Cup. I had a really bad injury at the start of the year. I'll list it actually. It was a broken right elbow. Broke my left wrist. I had a bruised lung. I had a damaged adrenal gland. And then actually I had a grade 3 laceration on my kidney, right? Which was pretty gnarly. I was like peeing blood for a couple of days. So it was quite bad. And
Where was that at?
that was at Alton,
Okay, whereabouts?
on the exit of Old Hall Corner.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
someone in front of me in third crashed. I was in like 10th at the time. And then just because it's so narrow there, everyone put on the brakes, and then I nearly hit someone. And then I actually like pulled the brake. I flipped over the front of my bike, and I actually front flipped into the guy on the floor, right? Like, I went back first, which is why I think I had the damage to my kidney. So that was pretty bad. And the interesting story behind that was the recovery back. So I spent a lot of time in hospital. I went to Alderhay Hospital in Liverpool. I was bedbound for about 5 days, I think, 4 or 5 days. It was the Saturday on the crash, and I didn't leave till Thursday. So that was quite a tough time. And it was the whole journey coming back. I came back home to London on that Thursday. We spent a lot of time with the local doctors. I can't remember what hospital it's called in London, but we spoke to a doctor who basically like gave like the decision to my mum and dad, or really, really helped. So it was like really eye-opening for him to give my mum and dad a perspective of sort of how I was looking at it, and how I loved it so much, and the crash wasn't my fault, which was like most disappointing. And then it's like I'd stopped doing it, but I really wanted to get back doing it. Like mum and dad really weren't keen because, well, you can't really blame them. It's like their 15, 16-year-old kid is literally had a really pretty bad crash, and the first thing he wants to do is jump back on it. I mean, it does sound a bit nuts, doesn't it? But so that was a whole process of getting back on the bike, and it's like they allowed me to get back on it on like 6 months later, I think it was. I came back for the Silverstone MotoGP event, which was really cool. And then from there on, it was just literally from 2021, 2022, 2023, 24 to this year, it's just been graft, and just like physical, mainly physical from 21 to 23. I did 22 British Tank Cup as well. I did quite well in that. I think I got my first British race win at Alton Park on the same track where I crashed, which was quite cool. 23 came in, had a really strong start. I won the first 2 of 4 races, which was really cool. And then a lot of mental pressure came then as well. I got selected to ride for Michael Laverty's European Talent Cup team, and that was an opportunity on its own. We've gone straight in from British Talent Cup where the level was okay, but the level in ETC at the time was like phenomenal. You've got Max Keeles, I think, who's just put it on pole in Hungary this weekend. You've got Pini, who was in Moto3. You've got so many guys that were in that class when I was there who are now in World Championships, Moto3, winning races, podiums, whatever. So it was a lot. Yeah, it was really tricky for me to sort of manage expectations from, well, all the pressure I was putting on myself as well. And it just sort of all crumbled, really, is the long short of it. And I crashed so much in Talent Cup. I just hated riding. I really didn't want to do it. Every time I crash, I just like get so upset with what I was doing. I was just like, why is this happening? Like, what am I doing? And it was a really tough time, and we did nearly knock it on the head just because of how tricky it was. I think the riders that go through it do end up, I say it a lot, do end up becoming better riders because of it, just because of the whole mental step that they need to take. And it was so hard. At Snetterton especially, it was round 4. I think I had a double DNF at Knockhill, and I had a double DNF at Snetterton after having such a strong start to the year as well. It's like you've just gone from 2 complete like opposite ends of the spectrum. You've gone from you can win a championship and then literally like you just want to quit. And that leap there has basically sort of formed me into how well I'm riding today, really, which I think is quite a good story.
I think that is the essence of how you've ended up here and doing what you do, because the talent's there, but when you have those difficult times, I think as the same with you two as the riders you get to know, and the same with Coops and everybody else, there isn't a rider out there that hasn't had difficult times.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's those harder times that make you the better rider. They make you stronger mentally and physically, because you have to experience them to know how to deal with them.
Exactly.
And now bringing that forward into this year, you were fastest today here at Cadwell Park. And it's now you've got that monkey off your back of the first win. You know you can do it.
Exactly.
You've always known you can do it. The boys know you can do it. That's why you're in the team. That's why you're doing what you do. But until you stand on that top step for the first time, you never quite believe it, right?
Exactly. I mean, you could see the excitement from the end of the race, how happy I was. Honestly, I was screaming in my helmet as soon as I crossed the line, like seeing these two on pit wall. As I came over to start finish on the last lap, it was just literally, you do not beat a feeling like it. I don't think you can anyway. And honestly, the whole cool down lap, rolling into Parc Fermé, the whole podium, the end of the weekend, the drive home, everything, it's just phenomenal.
The coolest thing was Micky ringing me on the way home.
Yeah. We want this podcast.
We want this podcast, and we keep our promises, and here we are. Now you've all relaxed into it a little bit more now. The first 10 or 15 minutes is a little bit... It is.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
for
like
me.
someone's there interrogating me, but no one is.
No. We've known each other a while now, so it's like, do you know what? It's just chats amongst mates.
You just used to say hello to me, and I was like, who the hell is that?
Who's that, dear?
Like, oh, sure.
He's actually all right, yeah. He's giving me a platform. He's old, but he's all right. He's old, but he's all right. Yeah, I'll take that, mate. All day long. Leon, come back in with you. Thanks, Harris. It's
It is a bit sweaty.
when you talk about good sides and bad sides, you've seen it through PHR.
Yep.
You've seen it with Coops and what he's done and his injuries. You kind of get exposed to some really tricky shit at a young age. What I'm allowed one. you get exposed to certain things that people in a normal working life would never become accustomed. We even go back to Alton Park with Owen and Shane. It's your age group doesn't often lose somebody.
No.
In your generation, in your age group. But also you also live Pete's injuries and the issues that Pete had at the TT this year. So you have the good side of things, the championship last year, but the conditioning that you have for the difficult times as well makes you grow up really quickly.
Yeah.
In certain sides.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. You do see a lot. And it's quite weird. Bike riders are, it's hard to describe, but they're just different. I know probably everyone listening to this knows this, but when a bike rider crashes and, they broke their arm, you kind of just, they'll be all right. When you think about it, it's crazy really, because there's a lot of big injuries and stuff, and a lot of it gets brushed past because bike riders are different. And if your 20-year-old friend went to a shop and fell over and broke their arm, it'd be massive, and you'd feel real bad for him and everything. And of course you feel bad for a bike rider when they have an injury, but also it's sort of a bit normal. And TT, I've been to TT since 2015, I think, and obviously you definitely mature there a lot. And it's a weird mindset there. When you work it, especially, it's, if you see your rider again, it's brilliant. As horrible and morbid as it sounds, you are glad to see the end of a session, and everyone in the paddock, I know, says that the best part about the TT is leaving. And that's not because the TT is a bad event. When you're leaving with everybody, as long as everyone's okay, you've had a good year. You know what I mean?
Success.
And no matter where you've finished dead last or first, if you're leaving with your team, you've had a good one. And it's horrible. All the roads are horrible, but also there's, especially for the riders, there's nothing like it. You can't
replicate that anywhere.
Cadwell's a crazy track, but for some people, nut jobs, that's not enough. And that's why you go to TT, because it's, they're nut jobs.
The great thing about it is they're calculated nut jobs.
Yeah.
That's the way. They are programmed differently to the short circuit riders. Yeah. And there are, like Pete, Davey to a point, Lee Johnston, there are riders that can do both.
Yeah.
But when you go back to Foggy and Hizzy and riders like that, who would happily win TTs and British Championships. And I think Pete will be probably, for me, the last rider who will win a British Superbike race and a TT.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I think at this point now, the crossover isn't quite there. Because when you look at where we're at with the youth of you guys coming through, we don't quite have the youth of riders coming through at this point, because things change. And that kind of concerns me. I spoke to Dave Houston last week, and we spoke about the future of the TT, and he mentioned Nathan Harrison, Jim Hind, the younger rider that are kind of mid-20s. They are the future of the sport.
Yeah.
But you also need the staff as well.
Yeah.
Because again, it's the same place. You go back and you can go back 25 years, 75% of that paddock was still there.
Yeah.
On the spanners and doing what they do.
Videos from, I was one of Dunlop, and everyone, it's just like a small video of a few random little bits through the paddock, and it's about Dunlop, but just looking at the paddock, you're like, oh, that's so-and-so, and that's so-and-so. I think the paddock is based around the same people, just different T-shirts every year.
It's 100% that.
Like, this was probably mid-2000s, I think. And yeah, it was, I think, short video, there's probably 5 to 10 people that are still in the paddock, and we know, and they were the same, different T-shirt and looked a bit younger.
It's more hair, in some cases.
Yeah. Yeah, less wrinkles, more hair.
You're thinking more hair, and that's the fascinating
More colour in
side
the
to
hair.
it. More colour in the hair. We're not talking about colour in the hair because I need more putting in mine. Need some more
I think I'm getting that way already.
I need some Lancashire sunshine putting in this before we go up to Scotland next week. We sit down with Jim Moody and Ian Simpson in Scotland next week, which I cannot wait for. That's going to be a great show. That's going to be a little bit special. But let's bring Micky back in on the end. He's been very patient on the end.
Well, yeah, I
Been leaning against the thing. Micky, how are you finding it in the paddock when you go TT? It's a different prospect for you because of you don't have the interest in the racing side of it. You are purely the mechanic side of things, where Jonesy knows about the racing side of it, he enjoys it. But so from your side of things and the human side of it,
Kicking my son.
yeah, it's a completely different prospect for you.
Yeah. It actually makes me ill. I wake up in the morning and I have a little spew, or like my guts just feel bad. Like I know
That don't help.
with the TT, it's not as complicated. You know who's going to be there, what's happening, and what risks are taking. You do laps, you're like, well, anyway, it's like that's crazy. And the thing is, like, it's hard because you want to be there because you know you're good for a job and you want to take the responsibility of like making sure a bike's right, but it's also like a lot of emotions all over the place. And at the end of it, you are done for, aren't you? Like Leon would know, it kills you.
I only worked it once and I've done the full 16 days.
And at the end of it, you were like,
It takes you a fortnight to get over it because the emotion, the only time I worked it was 2022. The first one back after COVID, and we lost at that point 5 people, sadly one later in the October. And the ups and downs, the starts, the stops, the red flags, the emotions are like you will not find anywhere else. And I find it hard, thanks a lot at my age, where you've seen a bit of life experience, you've seen a little bit of things, you've maybe lost close relatives and things like that. So you can deal with certain situations. But under 20, and this is kind of all you know with the mechanicking side of things and the racing side of it. It fascinates me how much it matures both of you, but you can still retain that youthfulness and the exuberance, and you're not jaded by the sport.
Yes, that's the thing. Like you said, with you being slightly older, only a little bit, obviously.
Thanks, Micky.
You've grown responsibility almost as well. Whereas me and Leon are only young, we've never had weight like that on our shoulders. You're literally juggling someone's life in your hands. And it does definitely make you think, like, can't piss about, steady on the drinks and what, like, not even just stuff like that, but you can't go out being partying every night, pissing about, like, you need to be in the zone. You can't think, like if Leon's doing a job, he's on his push bike, I might go join him. Stuff like that. You need to be there, you need to be 100%. And if you're immature and like forgetful and stuff like that, it's definitely not a good place to be.
How do you prepare for the TT? Because it is a
Plenty of pants and socks. It's a bloody long time.
You're away for a while, aren't you? Yeah, disposable ones.
Sometimes come back brown.
Yeah, I can understand that. When you preparing the bike, it's you prepare the bikes meticulously for short circuit.
Yeah.
But you prepare the bikes meticulously with a capital M for the roads, because there's extra lock wiring, there's extra checks that you have to go through, extra standards. The standards at BSB are the highest for short circuit, without a shadow of a doubt. We're keeping Harrison up. Poor lad, he's had a busy day, yawning away to himself. God bless him. I'll bring you back in a minute, mate. It's all right. It's not just all about you, you know that. But preparing a bike at the TT is different again.
Yeah.
So what bike do you prepare at the TT for the listeners and the viewers that don't know your role within the team?
This year was a bit weird because I was working with Pierre at the Northwest, and obviously he had a crash, broke his back, so he wasn't at the TT. And I ended up looking after, like, I floated between Pete's bikes, but then obviously he had a crash as well, unfortunately. So then I ended up helping Baz, which is cool because I'd been to TT before. I knew what was happening, and he had his mechanic let him down. So it's just his father-in-law, isn't it? Just his father-in-law helping him.
It's Barry Burrell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, for a newcomer, even if it's something small goes wrong and you have a bit of a moment or something like this, it's enough to put you off. And I know how much Baz wanted to do it. So I said to Stu, I'll help you. So I helped Baz and Stu, just make sure the bike's like right and everything. And over at the TT, even if it looks crap, there's lock wire everywhere and this, that and the other, there's Loctite on this, Loctite on that. It doesn't matter because you don't replace sub-assemblies, you don't have a little topple off and go, oh, I need a new foot peg, you need to unbolt it quick and bolt it on quick. It can't come off because it's a vital part. Well, everything's vital.
Yeah.
Because one thing leads to another, as we've like figured out with Pete this year a bit, and which isn't good. And like, so looking after Baz at the TT bike was all good. He had a stone nick in his brake line, stuff like that, so he was putting new brake lines on, and he was like, you let the rider look at it and make sure they're happy with it, because if they're not happy with it, there's always not a guilty conscience.
Bring that a bit closer.
Always a conscience in the back of the mind thinking, I don't know if I trust that or not. They need full trust in not just the mechanics, but well, obviously within the bike. So obviously Baz had a clean year, and it's good to see because it's such a mega place, and Baz obviously he's a very experienced rider. He's almost like Coops is old and fast still. And he's obviously racing on the F900s now, and he did a bit of winter testing on the Stocker, but to jump on a fast bike after a long time off and go around the TT where you're flat knacker, his face when he came in off that first session was mega, wasn't it? And that's
biggest smile.
That's like full confidence thinking, I know I can do. Sorry, there's someone behind you.
Who we got?
I don't know, but has he got a step or something?
Oh, is he your dad?
Yeah. I think he's had a beer.
Can't be, can it? People just can't help themselves.
No.
Even dads of riders.
Yeah, I don't know where he gets it from.
I don't know where you get it. Oh, no, I can hear Martin.
That's all right.
So Martin's trouble. So, like, you see Baz's face when he came in, and it's like, you can tell he's really happy and he's just done something he's always wanted to do, but you can also tell that there's no worry in his mind. He's like, I've got this, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, like, he's still got plenty to learn, but he knows he's safe. So that's good. And like, we ran, what year? I can't remember what year it was. I'll tell you. 23.
For that position,
it's inked on me.
Mickey has just referred to his tattoo. Now he knows what year it is.
Like, and this goes for Harrison as well, running with Harrison, is I know what they want. So like Pierre said, it's my dream to be on the podium at the TT, and I know it's it for him. He wants to be here, he wants to be up the top, he wants to win. And it's nice being, it's not all me, it's Leon as well and Harrison, he's got other skills. But it's nice being able to put a good bike under people that can take them to where they want to be. That's the best feeling, and it's rewarding in that aspect. You know the bike's been good, you're like, it's good, we can do this, and that bike's making his dreams come true, Pierre's dreams come true. He obviously finished second at the TT on the Super Twin, and it isn't our bike, but it was, and I'll say it because he don't ride it anymore, it's very, very poorly maintained. There was no preload on the rear shocks, there's bits hanging off here and there. It was shocking, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
And I helped. We had Cedric there. He works in the World Superbikes, doesn't he? He was there a bit, but like, I was actually spanning the Supersportbike and that. Cedric was helping with the twin, doing this. Like, he was just doing all the setup bits and stuff. And it's being adaptive as well is nice. Being able to work on any other bike, because it gives you confidence. If something goes wrong and I've never worked on a bike before, if, like, say when we first came with Coops, I'd not worked on a 660 much, so much went wrong. You know, you're confident in fixing it because it's good and you can make any bike reliable. That's the best thing. Definitely. And like I say again, bringing people to do, or giving them the equipment to do what they want to do, and it being capable is the best. That is the best part about being a mechanic. Definitely. It's not the glory of, you boys have done a good job. It's that I know that I've put a good bike under him that's reliable, and he's done good, and he's done good.
So what's your biggest achievement so far?
it's one or two. It's bringing Pierre at the getting Pierre's podium at the TT or winning the championship with Coops. But it's also for him jumping on, and he's ridden proper bikes before, and this isn't such a proper bike, and the bikes he's ridden aren't so much a proper bike, if you know what I mean. They've all got two wheels.
Yeah.
Faster, got brakes, everything.
But you wouldn't put them in a super sport, superbike category.
Yeah.
They are their own class.
Yeah.
In that sense.
And he had a tough year last year, to be honest, didn't you?
Is that in the that,
you had
in
a
the,
few-
is that blue? Is that on the R3?
R7.
I was on the R7. Sorry, on the blue in
Like,
Blue Creek.
it had
Blue
its ups
Creek.
and downs, didn't it?
It was, yeah, it was pretty mediocre.
Given the- There you go.
It's like I had a crash at round 1, which was normal, I'm pushing, and then round 2 I got taken out at Donington. Round 3 I crashed in the wet. Where was round 4? Snetton, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Round 4 I had a crash in the wet again.
Was that Knockhill?
Yeah.
After.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
Knockhill. Yeah, Knockhill
yeah,
was after the TT,
that's
wasn't it?
Well, at round 2 at Donington last year, I was like in 3rd for the whole race, and then I got pipped in the last corner, last lap, because I thought I had an extra lap to go. So that was a bit going. And then Brands was the same. We had like something wrong with the pit board. It was like telling me how far away Coops and Columbia were ahead of me, instead of the gap behind. So I was like, oh, I'm in P3 and I've got a 4-second gap behind me. I'm like, great, that's secure. No, someone overtakes me up the inside into Paddock Hill, and I'm like, I was really, really close to getting another podium there. And then, yeah, I think we got taken out at Thruxton by Richard Cooper. That's not Richard, that's Leon. But no.
But you're
But
right.
I was, well, to be fair, I wasn't going to win the race anyway. I had a penalty. I cut the chicane at the start of the race. But I was going to cross the line first, right?
Yeah.
And it would have felt like I won. But I got taken out in the last race there. Then, to be fair, I got back on the podium again at Donington. I had a pretty strong autumn in the dry, and it rained again, which was stayed on this time. But that was a shame. And then I had a bit of a sort of mid last round, to be honest, at Brand. So I was like, the R7, it was a bit down in power last year compared to the Triumph and the Aprilia, but I was like, I think I don't know how anyone else is, but I'm usually quite good at not worrying about my bike and the one that I'm on. And if it's a little bit underpowered, then okay, like as frustrating as it is, I just sort of still, like, if I complain a little bit, I still just try and crack on as much as I can. And I think like it goes to show us, Knockhill obviously finished on the podium at Donington, still back on the podium again. I was there or thereabouts the whole year, really. Obviously, Coops and Columbia did have something a bit extra, but you've got Coops, who's got a huge amount of experience in BSB, and you've got Columbia, who's spent 3 years on his Aprilia and is a very talented rider. So, yeah, it wasn't great, it wasn't bad, but equally, like, I sort of not sat down, but over like the winter going from 24 to this year, I just sort of like decided to go. I was going with Pete as well with these boys, and I just sort of ironed it out. I said, look, it's like they've won the championship. It's clearly on a good bike. I know that if I can like get everything together, get everything in the right place, physical training, make sure I'm mentally prepared before the season starts, have good training on the bike throughout the winter. You know, I'm turning up to round 1 and I know that everything's in the right place. I know what to expect and things like that. It's just more of learning the circuit and working through the setup, and that's basically what we've done at each round. And we've always been there or thereabouts. Alton, it was very close to a win, and we was in the front group, pulled away from the group behind. Donington was a second and third. Snetterton was a bit of a tricky round. We had a bit of mechanical with the bike overheating, which sort of lost us a bit of power. Knockhill, we were really strong in the dry on a circuit where I didn't think we were really going to challenge much, considering how short and tight it is. Brands Hatch, I was really gutted that weekend that we couldn't really show our true pace. In quali, obviously I had the crash because of the cold tyre, and I couldn't really set a quick lap, and then in the race I didn't really get a chance to sort of show how quick I was. And then Thruxton, it sort of all got pieced together. So it's like when I look back at this year, although we've had a few up and down results like Snetterton and Knockhill, that was a bit of a like section, and Brands really especially is a bit of a section where results wise it wasn't good, but in terms of riding, I was still getting better and improving, and I was sure of it, which sort of really helped of when I'm away from the track, like keeping everything going, fitness training, mental training, whatever. Like I was just always cracking on because I knew what I was capable of. With obviously Leon, with Micky, it's like they're always putting 100% in. It's like the bike is always going to be at a standard where it's capable of winning, it's capable of what we can do at Thruxton, it's capable of doing what I can make it do, essentially, which I think is, well, we're strong this weekend. Obviously, the goal is the same to win the race. And yeah, I think it's just that consistency of knowing that people surrounding you are always putting in 100%. It really sort of motivates you to crack on and do the same, which I think is really important.
Jonesy, to you. When the opportunity to bring Harrison into the team came about, you obviously had no hesitation whatsoever because you knew his pedigree and bringing him in. But how have you seen him develop this year so far? From the mechanical side of it and from the crew chief and the mechanic side of things?
Nothing I've stayed the same all year.
I think you can see him
plateaued, mate. That's it. Done.
I think you can see him growing up and becoming more mature. Actually, known Harrison 3 or 4 years. Been good friends since we met. His first win. There's a cool picture of us at Alton Park when he got his first win because I was really excited. I didn't really watch any of the British Talent Cup races, but I always watched Harrison in the British Talent Cup. And we'd sort of, I think it was actually here when we'd spoken about it. He was hanging around the island a little bit, and I think Coop said,
I wouldn't leave him alone, basically.
Basically. Coop basically said, what are you hanging around here for? And, he basically said, what, a bit of a better bike sort of thing. And he went, well, why do you have this then? Pointing down at the bike that he'd won on and we'd built. And that seemed like a brilliant idea to me. Pete sort of said, I'd actually sort of brought that idea to Pete along with Coops. It was, sort of a joint idea between us that we knew he was fast and we knew he was capable on the right bike to do things he's done.
That was just...
That's a terrible photo.
That's a terrible picture. Show that to the camera, show that to the camera.
That's me.
We thought we were definitely good.
And for those that listen audio, it is two. I mean, they're young now.
Yeah, we're young.
But these boys are seriously young on that picture.
I think I actually took that one.
That's incredible.
That one. Yeah, I took that photo. But we'd sort of spoken about it going to Thruxton. Pete were watching the race, obviously watching Coops, but with the team. With the FHO team then, now the 810 team, everyone was sort of watching, rooting for Coops, but also sort of rooting for Harrison, because we'd also told the team that was our next plan, was to try and run Harrison.
Yeah.
Him trying to win and us removing that from him sort of was a bit...
I wasn't going to win anyway.
No, but it is, and he came straight over. He said, because we didn't know where Coops was, he'd gone to the medical centre. Harrison came straight over. Obviously, we'd apologised, but he told us that Coops was okay, and he wasn't too angry, considering we'd wiped him out. And we'd sort of spoke to Pete, and he'd said, "Do you want to do the same thing again?" And I said, "Yeah, but under one condition, and that's that he sat on the bike." I didn't really want to do it with anyone else because that's what I had my mind set on, and that's what I wanted to do. And to be fair, this year I've seen even more than I had before, that he puts a lot of work in on and off the track. He does a lot of homework. He spends a lot of hours on, that not a lot of people see. In Aston was with Rory, and he also said to me about how much he puts in, and he's never seen that much dedication on some rider. So
He's an actual athlete.
Yeah,
an actual athlete, says Mickey. Yeah.
That's what we want to do. We want to continue Harrison, and that's us.
I think it's given you, having Coops in the team last year, of having someone with that experience, your way around the Sportbike Championship now.
Yeah.
So you're now in a position where you can bring in a younger rider.
Yeah.
You
can all learn together.
Exactly.
That's the other good thing.
You all learn
What
together.
to do is not learn from, we learned a lot from Coops, but I wanted to then learn with someone instead of extracting that, it's nice to learn with someone. We can try something. If I'm not quite sure what it's going to do, he's not quite sure what it's going to do, we're going to know. Whereas with Coops, he'd say, that's going to do this, that's going to do that. It's nice to learn because it gets in your brain a bit more. Whereas if someone just says, that's not going to work, then you sort of forget about that because, all right, we'll forget about that.
It's almost like
someone
doing your homework for you, almost.
If you do
because
that,
they've got the experience.
If you do that and it doesn't work, it's in there a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you've made that.
And for next time.
Work.
Yeah.
So it's good setup. I love it.
Tell me about Assen. Last weekend, you went over there was it an IDM round?
It was, the German Championship.
IDM round. It was literally a boys' weekend away with a bit of racing by the looks of it.
Brilliant. Had a lot of fun. Definitely had a lot of fun. We'd planned to do Hockenheim with Coops on the Supersport last year in the IDM. He'd sort of said that he wanted to do a bit of IDM, looked like a good championship, and he'd like to just go and have a bit of a ride, something that was ticked off the list and do it. I can't remember why I couldn't do it. I think it was maybe his daughter's birthday or something, and we didn't end up going. Said the same this year, sort of at the start of the year. Coops had sort of said we need to do an IDM round, take me and Harrison with bikes, and we'll go and have a laugh. Basically, the only one we could do, I think, was Aston. Coops again couldn't do it, but we thought, why not? We'll still go. We went a couple of days early, come back a little bit later, and it was we had a good time, didn't we? It was the championship weren't really fond of us. There's a few complications.
Why?
I think we were British and we'd turned up and done well and made their riders maybe not look so good. Because I'd heard that the IDM Championship was much higher. That the level was a lot higher than the ESB. And we turned up with Kaz, which was good. He's a Dutch rider. It's his local track. He's come and smoked us in our backyard.
Kaz Bateman's is doing a real good job this year.
He's
hopefully get well soon, Kaz, because I know he was injured this morning in FP1.
Yeah, there's a bang to the head, I've heard, but he's okay. But to go there where he knows very well and we don't know at all, none of us have ever even been to Holland. It was good to go and actually give him a good run. It was only half a tenth off that second race. Because two British Championship riders turned up, and we finished third in the first race. We should have finished second if he didn't run wide. It showed the level of BSB and our level against ex-World Championship riders who will be in the Sportbike Championship next year in the World Championship. It's good to see where we place against them. Tracks, I know one of the lads had won at Assen in the World Championship, won a podium at Assen in the World Championship. He'd won multiple races. I think he finished third last year in the World Championship. And then we went and in a 5-lap restart race 2, we gapped him by 3 seconds. So, it's good to see he can do it. He can learn tracks. He can give it to Kaz. A very good rider and very good track he's very good at. And other riders that are also definitely fast. It's good to see that he can also do it. But they tried to penalise us a lot.
What was it like for you, Harrison?
It was so much fun. It's like I've always, when I was in, this goes back a bit from when I was in Spain on the British Talent Cup bikes. When I went away in 2020, I was planning, like I said, I did Team Green in 2020 that year, and the plan was to do British Talent Cup, and I had one really bad crash at Almeria, right? I put 8 stitches in my knee. From like a knee slider, like going through my suit and just like ripping a hole open in my knee, right? So, and then like a month later, we went back out to Cartagena on the NSF, and again, I had a pretty bad crash. I don't know what happened, but I had a really bad concussion. And so, like from 21, 22, 23, all I've known is that I've gone to Spain, I've hurt myself, I've gone abroad and I've hurt myself. And it's like for so long, literally for like, even now really sometimes, I always, at the end of each trip I go away, I always think, okay, right, I'm glad I'm safe. I'm glad I haven't been to hospital and I'm going home on the flight that I've booked. It's brilliant. So like to go away with like these two especially, it's like we arrived on the Monday morning in Assen or in Holland. It was baking hot weather, 32 degrees. We went to a lake nearby, which was pretty mint, wasn't it? Like on our push bikes, literally like a 10-minute cycle from the circuit. We went fishing in the evening.
Caught a whopper.
He caught, mate,
Sure.
yeah. Mickey caught a fish. I caught a bike.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but
You're in the Netherlands,
Yeah.
so you're bound to catch a bike
yeah.
somewhere.
So I didn't actually get it out of the water, unfortunately. But I'm pretty sure I caught a bike.
What
The
a
fish.
weapon. Mate,
So
that
that-
might bite the camera.
That's it. That's it. What a size.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a-
that's. I mean, as you look at it now, for the audio listeners looking at, is it a tench? Is it a perch?
Perch.
It's a perch.
Lad, you-
It's
No, you fish.
when you look at it,
Size of his middle finger.
yeah, it's about the size of his
Yeah, I can
middle
show you
finger. So it was more of a purr than a perch.
Yeah.
He's not quite big enough to be a perch. So good effort, mate. Well done.
Yeah, it's like it was such a nice weekend and sort of half a week away because we really enjoyed ourselves on the Wednesday. It was like really relaxed on Thursday when we're setting up the pit box. Rory Skinner was there with Ollie Barr and like we get along with them two really well. So it was just a lot of fun. It was relaxed. Friday practice was good. I just took the time to get used to the circuit. You know, like no pressure whatsoever. Race 1, finished 3rd. Should have finished 2nd or challenged for the win. Really, I nearly hit Kaz going into turn 9 at us, and he just stopped a bit sooner, and I went a bit wide. So that was a shame. But race 2, half a tenth off the win, then came home Sunday with 2 trophies and Monday, sorry, and
a bunch of emails.
and a few emails from the IDM. But honestly, it was such a great
Please don't come back.
not that, more of you need to return a few things and give us some.
We didn't steal anything.
We didn't steal anything.
Yeah.
We did earn it, but some people didn't think we earned it. But
Did you get protested?
we didn't protest, but
I think there's what I can't remember how many. A lot of people got penalty for
Yeah.
not having a rain light on.
Ah, right. So there were
Right.
penalties and things like that. Right. Okay,
I won't
I'm
go
with
into
you. So
details about.
no, there were things. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you weren't protested for the bite and everything out there,
No,
it was
bike
just
was
regulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
put 765 engine in.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish. But honestly, Dave, it was such a great weekend. It was just so much fun, and it's like, again, going back to the thing of I'm home, I'm safe. It like still sits with me a bit, and it sort of puts a big smile. on my face.
Superb. Mickey, over to you.
Again.
The big final question: what's the future for the team?
Fab.
Off to B&B.
Oh, Marley champ.
Where do you take this trio now? Is there a chance you could go to the World Championship? Is there a
That's
chance
what
you
we're
would do
hoping.
this again?
We're hoping
what
to
are
go to
the
the World
plans?
Championship with Harrison and us two on the sport bike. Just need to see what happens. It's hard paddock to get into. So I've been told. I wouldn't know. Obviously, not being... I don't deal with... Well, if it's Oak Techie, I'm not there either. I literally need a spanner in my hand. I'm like a modern caveman. He had a rock. He was happy. I have a spanner. I'm happy.
It's your happy
Basically,
place.
yeah. Or food. I like food.
And pulling wheelies on your push bike.
No, not the scooter. No, we don't do that. Go fund me.
No, you're not allowed to pull wheelies in the paddock. So no, I've never seen you wheelie a scooter, just a push bike.
I didn't want bothered, but
No.
Ah.
these two, mate.
Oh yeah, we crashed it.
Say my wheelies got significantly better.
Yeah.
Harrison's wheelies get significantly better now they've had a weekend in Holland.
No, I want to stay as we are
Yep.
with Harrison.
Yeah.
Bring him up. Obviously, we've worked with older riders now. We know what they're capable of. But for Harrison, he's not done half the stuff he's gonna do. So it'd be nice to experience that with him as well, and be able to be good enough and grow the knowledge to take him that far.
Mm.
Hopefully, as long as he don't think, oh, I might go out for someone else, that'd be all right.
I don't think that. I think when you look at how you three work, I think it's mates at your age and with Harrison's level of where he's working to now, 3 mates going racing
Pretty much.
is brilliant because that's how it should be. With the same with Leon, with your dad and Pete, it's mates going races. There's so many that you see through the paddock.
Do that.
This is how we enjoy it. I trust you, you trust me, you've got your job, Harrison's got his job, Leon's got his job. And that's what makes it work so well. Coops wouldn't have ridden for you guys last year if he didn't trust what you could do.
'Cause he's got he's got family, like he's obviously got a kid. If he was jumping on a
you got Danny and Roxy. He's a married man with a daughter. He's not going to put his life in the hands of
two idiots.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
that.
he did, but we managed to get away with it.
But to be fair, you're knowledgeable idiots. That's the good thing. You can put a bike together, you can maintain it, and you can win a championship, and you can win races.
As long as that's what it looks like, that's bang on, isn't it?
It's the same in Daytona. It's good for you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, we
It's
spent
nice to have him.
I forgot you had Daytona as well, didn't you?
Yeah, we stayed with Coops for that.
So you've had the experience out of Daytona and
Unreal.
Florida and
Not old enough to go out yet, but
no, because
still
you've got to be 21. Yeah.
we're old enough next year.
So at 20 years old and 19 years old for you, Jonesy.
No, Leon's older than me.
Are you older? I think
He's still 20, but
he's still 20. All right, he's still 20. So
he's a
right,
bit
brilliant. Are you still 19?
No, I'm 20, but I'm the youngest.
Seriously, I'm going in this that you were all 19 because that's what. But when we agreed it, I think you probably were.
He was.
I was 19.
You were 19.
When's your birthday?
On Christmas Day.
Your Christmas Day.
I'm February.
It's Coops that told me you were all 19. You see.
Yeah, but
you don't have
he's getting a bit of the old man's brain, isn't he?
Yeah, brain fade. So, but even so, at an average age of 20, it's not bad, and that does make you older than me as an average age. So I'm happy with that.
And the best thing is, we can't creep up on you anymore, can we? Because we're all going to get older.
Yeah.
And, well, you are as well.
I sincerely hope so.
Yeah,
that's the plan. I'm not going anywhere just yet, in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, tell about Daytona. So this was where the road I was going down is at 20 years old, experiencing places like Imatra, Assen, the British Championship, the Northwest 200, the TT, Daytona. There are mechanics in this paddock that have been here 25 years that haven't ticked all those boxes.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
cool.
mental, and it's pretty good having a boss that is so universal and as in what he likes riding and what he wants to do. He wants to try all these different things because he's at a point now where he's having fun, and Coops is the same. Coops just wants to have fun. And like Daytona is something else, and it's really cool to experience. You've seen even someone not watching bikes, you see Daytona with the NASCARs and stuff like that.
Exactly that.
And it's like a surreal place. So when you get there, it's like you run up the banking, don't get a bollock. Oh, can't say that word, can I? Don't get told off because it's a big fine. But you run up the banking and you realise like how steep it is and stuff like that, and you think, right, the bikes are going to be going around that flat knacker. And then it comes to the big things like the money over there is unreal. So a 765, we were the first people to make a proper quick release system for it. So, and I'd never done a pit stop. He'd never done a pit stop out like that. I'd not had that chance to. And the first year we went, the quick release system wasn't very good. It was pretty much standard with a couple of nice bits just to make it easier. But last year, we had a proper setup, proper good stands, everything like that, and we qualified 2 bikes to qualify for the pit stop challenge. And we'd done a bit of practice, but like in that weather, and it's a bit lazy of me, and because I don't do very well with hot weather, and because I think I brought the team down, unfortunately. I'll put it out there, but I was sweating like mad, and I didn't practice the rear wheel as much as I maybe should have done, and I was fumbling the chain a bit. But like, there's a lot of money on the line, and it's not just like, oh, Pete's lost a bit of money. That money actually goes to us, so it's like trying to get the money for the boys, and I fumbled it, basically. But it's like...
You're going back next year?
All being well.
Yeah. With a strong prevailing wind?
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
And then when it comes to the race, you've got to be so prepared, but to be quick. It's not like BSB in the roads, you take your time with stuff. You've basically got to rip a wheel out and chuck one in and send them off and hope it's all right. But you don't hope it's right. You know
it's all right.
But it's almost like someone think, I don't know if that's right because it's that quick. They come in, they stop, you get the stands under, wheel out, wheel in, done, then fuel, and then you just push them and send them. And like, it almost goes against what you'd like it to be because you like taking your time with things and making sure they're right.
Well, it's the complete antithesis of the TT where you are meticulous.
Yeah.
You check it 3, 4, 5 times. 6 just for luck. You can't do that.
No, and that's a horrible feeling, to be honest. Even no matter how confident you are something is right, there's every human will get it. You'll always get this feeling of, oh, did I do that? And then you end up picking the buzz gun up and making sure it's in the right direction.
Yeah.
And you look around and make sure there's no wheel spaces anywhere. And you know you haven't missed them, but you just do it just to double check. And that's one thing about Daytona. It's that bit's not cool, the feeling, but like the pit stops and stuff and that, it's just different again. And the racing's good, the money's good, the paddock. People in the paddock are pretty good as well. The Americans, you know what they're like, they're mental. And the breakfasts and food and all the crap over there is mega.
Breakfasts are always
I come back 2 stone heavier, and that's heavy.
So from Leon, from your side with Daytona as well, we'll finish on that for you as well. It's the same kind of experience.
Yeah.
Would you take Harrison there?
Yeah, we're actually talking about this the other day in Aston. It was something we spoke about. I think it's Aston, maybe it's Buxton. We said it would be cool. You know, we run the sport bike and the super sport bike.
They run a sport bike cup. Yeah, they did.
They do a twins cup. Yeah, I don't know if the Triumph had,
But it's a good opportunity
you know,
for the super sport bike, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. And we went with a very good team 2 years in a row, and it'd be nice to carry on going there. It's a lot of money, a lot, but it's a cool event for everyone. It's not just, you know, we come here to Cadwell and it's amazing for everyone, but it's so different in every single way. Obviously the Americans live a different lifestyle.
It's a different kind of cool, isn't it?
You know, you go into Florida, which a lot of people go on holiday there. It's not, it's maybe common, but not a common place that, you know, it's a lot of money to go there. So it's not a place that I'll be visiting anytime soon for a holiday, but you get to go to a place like this
And you're working.
And you're working and you're with your mates and you're having an awesome time away from the track and at the track.
And it's free.
And you get
paid for going,
You know, it's awesome place to go.
apart from the rider. You keep working, mate. You keep working towards that.
But yeah, it'd be awesome to, you know, eventually go with Harrison and, you know, and try and do what we've done, but better.
Do I remember also that you've been to boot camp as well?
Yep.
You've been Texas Tornado boot camp, haven't you?
So the first year we went to Daytona, all of us went to the boot camp. I've been a few times with Pete and my dad, but the first year I went was really good because there was a lot of us. It was with Spud Nesbitt, Josh Watley, obviously Pete, Alex Olsen. There was a massive group of us, the whole team. Then I went for a couple more years, but with Pete, really, awesome, but
Better when there's a crowd of you.
Crowd. So to go back with Micky, Harry from the workshop, and obviously Coops, Baz Burrell.
Your rider?
No, he didn't come.
No, to go back.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it would be
to go
cool
back.
to go back.
It'd be awesome to go back. It's such an amazing time, and it's also quite surreal being, you know, chilling. We celebrated Colin Edwards' 50th birthday by he gave everyone a shot, we had a bit of cake. You know, you also kind of forget who Colin Edwards is because you're with him so much, and you know you get to know him quite well, and it's awesome. You know, you just have the week of paradise. It's amazing. Riding bikes, chilling around a campfire, telling stories.
Brilliant.
Shooting guns.
50 cal?
Yeah, 50 cal. I think they've actually stopped the
Chewing
50 cal.
tobacco, yeah, the other as well.
Leon.
No, he's not.
I tried a bit. It's absolutely minging. It's like chewing on a mouthful of burnt grass.
So Micky said he tried the chewing tobacco and it's just because you haven't got the microphone. It's like chewing on a bit of burnt grass.
That makes you feel dizzy, actually.
It makes you feel dizzy. That's tobacco for you. Yeah. Boys, this has been brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you relaxed, you got into it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it is unusual. It's not an easy thing to do, to sit down and do a podcast. And I think before we sat down, I thought it was kind of easy, and it's just sitting down talking to your mates. But then all of a sudden you sit down, the camera's on, the light's on, you've got a microphone, and then all of a sudden you're suddenly like, oh, this is different. This isn't as easy as I thought. But it's great experience for you guys as well. And I'm so glad we got to do it, because it shows what the youth of the paddock are doing. And it's so important for the future of the sport. It really is.
something to say.
Good, just go on, Mickey.
We've banned Harrison from darts because in Aston he was complaining about his arm hurting, and we figured out it hurts in a certain area. So without a sleeve on, let me hold that in there. It's this piece, or that there. So when he flicks the dart like that, and his hand goes down,
Stretches it.
This bit goes real tense, and it's just real, like, it's shock to it. And we've banned him, and this weekend he's done 2 sessions, and it's not hurting yet.
Excellent. So the bit in the crease of your arm.
So we're not just mechanics, we're doctors or
doctors?
PTs. What do
Physios?
Yeah, physio.
Physio?
Physio. He
Yeah.
gave me a
You need the microphone.
an arm massage.
Boys, I don't need to. Yeah, I know you're all friends.
No, I'm not included.
No, you're not included in that. Like, that's probably a good place to finish.
It must have been staying at Leon. Yeah.
So you woke up cuddling him one right.
Behind the camera.
This is all going to go downhill really quickly. Boys, it's tea time for you. Jonesy.
Home time.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thank you, mate. Harrison. Thanks, man. Mickey.
Cheers, you old git.
Best of luck for the rest of the season, boys. It's special to sit and do this, and I hope the viewers and listeners have enjoyed it as much as we have. It's unusual to have the younger riders on and the younger mechanics, but I really hope that they enjoy what we've had to talk about and a bit of a background into what you lads are doing. So best of luck for the rest of the weekend. Best of luck for the rest of the season. I'd love to do this again sometime when you're doing World Championship. All right. Good luck, boys, and thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, the PHR Triumph Sportbike team, Leon, Harrison, and Mickey. We'll catch you next time.
Big thanks to Leon, Mickey, and to Harrison for their time. Once they settled into it, it was easy going. It's always a bit nerve-wracking when somebody puts a camera and a microphone in your face, and especially then to sit down and have to talk about you. Never an easy opportunity, but massive thanks to the boys. They did a great job. A little side note from Mickey, when we spoke after the episode, he remembered the fact that when I asked him about his best achievement in racing, he completely omitted the fact that both he and Leon won the Sportbike Championship with Coops last year, and he would like to put that right, that was his greatest achievement in racing. So there you go, Mickey. We've put that right, mate. You can relax now. Next week, we were hoping to have Christian Idden on the show. We got it all planned out for Cadwell Park, but unfortunately, with the delays over the weekend, the times just didn't work out right. So we will be sitting down with AJN Kawasaki's Christian Idden at Donington Park on the Thursday night. So if Christian watches this is also a reminder for him as well. So next week, I think it'll be myself and Jen. We haven't done one of those shows for a while, so it'd be great to sit down, catch up with Jen, talk about motorcycle racing in general and what we've been up to and what the future holds. I'm looking forward to doing that one. It's always well received, and I hope you're looking forward to that as well. This weekend, we're heading up to Scotland to the Mullsdale Foundation Museum to sit down with 2 Scottish legends, Ian Simpson and Jim Moody. Can't wait to host that chat show up there. It's going to be amazing. We've sold a raft of tickets already. There are still some more available. If you go to mullsdalefoundation.org, it'd be great to see you up there on the day. If you can't make it, we will be recording the show, so you won't miss out. But if you'd like to join us live, then head to mullsdalefoundation.org and we'll see you up at Bishop Briggs just outside of Glasgow this Sunday. So until next week, thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for your support. It was great to see so many of you at Cadwell Park last weekend. If you didn't make it to the BSB Ixon Fan Zone stage and you're going to make it to Donington Park, make sure you come and say hello. We've got a raft of riders up on stage and it'll be great to see you there. So thank you so very much for watching. And please do look after yourself. Bye-bye.